Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics, Plaza Cadillac, Plaza Lincoln, and Warner Family Sports Foundation, and also Eustis Roofing. Today we have here in the studio Jared from Soul Sports Club. Hey, Jared, welcome to the Sports Hub.
How are you, Fred?
Hey, I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great today, actually.
That's good. Well, I greatly appreciate you stopping in. I've read some articles about you all and didn't even know it was any such thing here in Lake County area, especially in the Clermont area. But I'm not surprised. You know, Clermont is always booming. So tell us a little about yourself, and then we'll go down the rabbit trail on how you got started with Soul.
I'm Jared. I work a full-time job outside of coaching. I'm a construction manager. I get to work from home, though, thankfully. I have 3 beautiful daughters, all teenagers, and then we have a soon-to-be 10-month-old son, so we kind of restarted.
Congratulations.
And thank you. I love that, and I love being a dad. Probably my number one favorite thing in life, being a dad. And that's actually, kind of what led to me ending up coaching. I grew up knowing that, or thinking I wanted to be a teacher. My dad's a teacher, my stepmom's a teacher, and I was like, I think I want to be a teacher. Life led me a different direction, but I found coaching, and once I got to start working from home and out of the field, and I'm glad I didn't become a teacher. I love coaching.
You come from a big background of educators, so in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe you'll become a teacher too. But you say, no, thank you.
I wanted it. I did want it. Honestly, I can tell you the truth. I was like, the pay I found out isn't the greatest in a lot of teaching unless you get into the collegiate level. So, and now I volunteer coach instead. So
right. So it's like, okay, well, I'm still assisting in some type of capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you say that you have teenage daughters.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And you starting all over again.
Yeah, started all over again. Our youngest daughter is 12. She's about to turn 13, and started all over again. Had our first son. So that was nice.
All right. Well, girl dad, rock on.
That's right. I love it.
As well.
Girl coach, too.
Oh, see, all around, girls surrounding that keep you balanced. That's
Yes,
what I
sir.
call it, keep you balanced. So take us down this journey on how you got started with Soul. Tell us a little bit about Soul Sports Club.
So to get started with Soul, I actually started coaching in rec. Started my first year ever was Fruitland Park Recreation. I coached out there for the first time, fell in love. Then I went to Leesburg Rec and coached there for a couple seasons, and I coached softball out there for a couple seasons. And then I also play soccer myself with some adults, and we'd play pickup. And a bunch of the players at pickup were also coaches out at what used to be Florida Rush. So we have since dropped the national brand and became a more local, more community-based brand in Soul Sports Club. So one of the other guys I was playing with was like, hey, man, I know you coach. We could really use some good coaches out there at Soul. Would you like to come, check it out? My daughter also plays, so I was looking for a higher level play for her. And I connected with the director at our Tavares location and became a good fit. And I've been there ever since, I think 3 years now.
Okay. So you have roots here in the Lake County area, I'm imagining, because you were stating that you have went from Fruitland Park Rec to Leesburg Rec, and it has built your resume up into where you are now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say roots so much. I'm actually from South Georgia.
Okay.
I took a job. I was working in South Georgia, same line industry, offered me, a little more money to come down and work for him out of Orlando. So we moved down, and we didn't want to live. We're not from big city, so we didn't want big city. So we were looking about an hour outside of Orlando, and we found Grand Island first, actually. And we just fell in love with Lake County, period. Everything they have to offer for the kids. When we moved here, our kids were young,
Right.
All in elementary school. So we're thinking, we want something when the kids have stuff to do. The kids, and if you go to Lake County parks, they're all really well kept. So,
They are.
And they're nice. They have things to do. And then the town also has things to do for the kids. Like I just mentioned, the rec has plenty of sports. And they do a good job running them all throughout the county, not just Leesburg or Fruitland Park, but all throughout the county. So that's our roots started. They're short roots, but they are roots getting planted in for sure.
And there was something key that you mentioned, that Lake County is family friendly. And I always like to emphasize that, because there's always things to do here. They think, oh, we got to go to Orlando, et cetera. But it's good to know that you have programs out there that is catering to the youth. And I know one of the initiatives is the organization that you're with. Give us more a little background. I believe they're a 501c3. And you've been around for about 50 years. Mm-hmm. So how does that look on the landscape of recruiting and things of that nature?
Recruiting can be tough no matter what. We do have our bigger location, which is in Claremont. And just the natural size and volume of people, word of mouth is your number one friend in any business. And same with sports. So, you have kids talking to friends, hey, do you want to play? And they'll come out and try out. And, we have all levels from not even playing in games, but just training, to recreation level, to competitive level, which is where I coach. And then, we even have like the MLS Next programs and stuff at our club. Like I mentioned, we were Florida Rush. You said it's over 50 years old, and it was before Florida Rush, it was another small name. But then they adopted the Florida Rush, which is a huge national program. Okay. They're in every state, and it's supposed to, promote funding for the club, give kids more opportunities, and it turns out, the organization just doesn't give as much support as you would expect. And so in order to bring it back to community focus on the kids and the families, especially here in Lake County where we're based, we dropped the Florida Rush, and we became Soul Sports Club. We're in Florida. We're the power of the sun, and so we're approaching that full force, and we're bringing our community more involved with the club. And I think you can see it we've only transitioned. We're finishing our first full year after the transition, and I think you can really see the change too. Okay. More player focused and community focused.
Right, and that's good that you brought up a good point. But stay tuned. I have more to ask Coach, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
All right, we're back with Soul Coach. So let's dive in a little deeper. I like the good stuff. So how is the dynamic with, because we talked about recruiting and how that formation looked. So let's talk about the competitive side of it, because I believe you play, competitive.
I do play in an adult league, so nothing too serious, but I do play in an adult league on Friday nights myself, and we're doing pretty good. And we're also Soul. The club kind of sponsored us because there's a bunch of us coaches playing together on a team. But then I also coach in the competitive capacity. I have two teams, actually. I have a 2013 girls team, so U14 girls, and I have U15 boys as well. The club offers, we have every age, from young to old up till 19 years old. And so if anybody does want to play, we have a spot for them, plain and simple. The dynamic is amazing because, like I said, you have the kids from all different ages, and we travel the state of Florida. We play in different tournaments. We play teams all across the state in our league. It's amazing the connection, right. And that's another thing. Speaking of dynamics, when you look at soccer, you have somebody from every region of the world on that field at any time as well. You might have a Caribbean person there. You might have a South American, an American, a Canadian, a European, all on the same pitch, and Asian as well. So to get all the cultures together creates an amazing dynamic. And then you have that within our club as well on our fields at all times.
Yeah, I'm sure that it has to be fun because you get to see different skills. You know, everyone don't compete on that same level. You may have a little slower pacer and then a faster pacer,
Absolutely.
but you get to work with all of them. Now, we did talk on break a little bit. You were never interested in soccer.
No.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
When I was a kid, soccer was not my sport. I was a football guy. I was a weightlifting guy. And that's really all I cared about. I only played soccer 1 year in high school myself. I went from one school to another. They didn't have a weightlifting team for that season. So my best friend from football was like, hey, play soccer. And I was like, okay, I'll play soccer. Keep me in shape for football. You know, still didn't stay in soccer after that. That was the one and only season. I was just there to stay in shape. But when I first watched my kids, even at 6 years old, start playing, I'm like, if they're gonna play, I need to know more about it and support them. I probably know more about anybody about soccer now. I watch it all the time. I have USSF. The Soccer Federation national coaching licenses, working on another one now. So it took over.
I see it shifted you so much, and I often say it on the here on the podcast is that sometimes parents live within their kids' dream, but with this one, it's like, wait a minute, I'm taking over my kids, passion, and that's a good thing because you found something that really drives you, and then also it motivates your household. I'm imagining.
Absolutely,
yeah,
it keeps us moving for sure, especially. I have one of my other daughters is a cheerleader, so she actually has a huge competition tonight at East Ridge High School.
Okay.
It's the whole county cheer competition. All the cheer teams cheer against each other, the middle school teams.
Okay.
So that's super exciting. And then my youngest daughter, though, that is in soccer, man, she plays for her middle school team. They just had their first game last night. She scored a goal, too, in the first game, which was beautiful. But she plays on our team, plays for that team, practices for both of them throughout the whole week. She also guest plays for other teams across the state, and so she'll go play in tournaments, not even with her own team, with kids she's never met. So it keeps us moving. But it's so exciting every time. There's not a dull moment for sure.
Yeah, is your house divided? And the reason why I say that is because, oftentimes when you have a competitive family that's in the same sport, some of them might like another team than the other team. Do you have that issue?
Not too much. Nobody else really follows and watches soccer outside of my daughter's team. Mm-hmm. My youngest that plays, she's just a big Pride fan, and she and I are season ticket members to the Orlando Pride, so not really a house divided, and any chance the others can, they'll go to a Pride game too. So
they just go with the flow.
They just go with the flow. Nobody in my household knew soccer until the kids started playing, and then I'm the only one who committed to knowing soccer.
Committed to it, full force.
Yeah, I had to know it.
Right, and that's good that you brought up a good point that you have to know it, because I know you stated that you're certified in two, certifications that you're approaching, another one as well?
Yeah, so I have my National D coaching license through the U.S. Soccer Federation, and right now I'm in the course for my C license. It's a 4-month program, so I'm in the first month now. Actually, I have a class later today.
Oh.
So I'm working on that. And then I also, outside of that, I do my private, and I have my specialist in strength and conditioning as well, which I use to help apply to my teams as well, to help prevent injuries, help increase speed, stuff like that.
Right, and that's good. And I know we have talked based about a lot of things. Take us down what travel looked like, because I know throughout the state of Florida, but you're mainly based here in Lake County. So what do you all compete throughout the state?
So our team is based out of Tavares, out at the Hickory Point complex out there. And that's our home fields. Sometimes we'll play in Claremont as our home field if those fields are unavailable. But most of the time our home fields are there, and that's where we practice. Where we play, though, it depends on the league you're in. Right now, these teams are in the Greater Central Florida League.
Okay.
So we play Daytona, Sanford, Orlando, some on the far coast. I can't remember, Satellite Beach area, stuff like that. And then in tournaments, we have a huge tournament this weekend that both my teams are playing in Lakewood Ranch outside of Fort Myers. They have a beautiful complex down there just for soccer tournaments. They don't play any regular league games, practices, tournaments only. So it's a beautiful complex. It's a nice St. Patrick's Day tournament they're going to play in. And I think we got a good chance of bringing home some hardware.
All right. Well, we're going to be cheering you on. So this is one of the dynamics where it's not seasonal. It's year-round?
There's a fall and a spring season for competitive travel soccer. Fall season is 10 games, spring season is 8. And then outside of just your league, you have tournaments that you can schedule on your own. And they're sanctioned events though, and they count towards your team's record and points and ranking, because every team is ranked state and nationally. So you can play anytime in any of those, really. It's up to you. So we normally take like December off. We'll do like one practice a week, and June, July, we'll do one practice a week. Outside of that, we're 2-3 practices a week year round.
Okay. All right. Well, stay tuned. I still have more to come. Be right back.
Experience the calm and serenity of a new Lincoln today. With over 100 new Lincolns in stock, you're sure to find one you love and enjoy financing offers as low as 0%. Or take advantage of attractive offers totaling over $5,000 on our best-selling Corsair and Nautilus, the 25 Motor Trend SUV of the year. We also offer a huge selection of locally owned certified Lincolns with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Plaza Lincoln, across from the Leesburg Airport. Our drive to be the best starts with you.
All right, we're back. So, Coach, now, beside you coaching and being a father, a husband, and all that other good stuff, you're also a trainer. So how'd that look, on a daily of getting athletes equipped to get out on the field?
Yeah, Fred, as I mentioned, I have my specialist in strength and conditioning certification. That was probably one of the hardest coaching certifications I've ever earned. There's a lot to it, from anatomy to muscular, bone, orthopedics you have to learn.
Really?
Oh, yes, you have to learn all that. And the reason for it is because this is to emphasize using the correct muscles when and where and how, right? And then making sure that you're not injuring yourself by using your body improperly. So essentially, I run my own Maximum Sports Training Services, a little play on words for Massey and Maximum, where it's like a personal trainer for athletes. We don't work out in the gym, but we do athlete-focused workouts. I help you get faster, more explosive, agility increases, cognitive function increases, and then, that translates onto the field. And then I also do, sport-specific training. If there's an athlete, if they play football specifically or basketball specifically, I have workouts built specifically for them. Same thing, help them more agile, faster, and then those two together increases your cognitive function, and you're able to react quicker.
Wow. Does that keep you busy alone? Because I know you're out traveling with the soccer, and then also you have this on the side. Like, is there any particular, person that you're working on right now that help you continue to do what you're doing, or?
As far as keeping my schedule on track and getting everything on, my wife is my anchor. She stays with me, and I forget things all the time, and she stays on it for me. So scheduling and stuff, she runs the world for me and keeps me on track 100%. I'll say that with soccer, when soccer season's in, I have to limit the athletes that I work with privately outside, which is not a problem for me because I love my soccer teams. But I just limit my athletes that I work with privately, and then I make sure that I do the best I can with those. And then outside of soccer season, then I can take on a few more athletes, in my private sessions. So I do have a college athlete that I'm working with now.
Okay.
He plays college soccer up in outside of Atlanta. So he's running my program right now as well.
Okay. Now, when they're not playing soccer, do you still continue to condition the kids, or how you get them prepared for the next season?
Absolutely. So part of the certification that I got in strength and conditioning teaches you exactly how you should run programs for out of season, preseason, and during season. So out of season is much less soccer focused workouts for my team whenever we're doing our 1 week.
Right.
And it's more strength and conditioning, more workouts to keep you conditioned for when you're in the games, because there's clearly a lot of running. No matter what sport you play, there's a lot of running. And then also just to get them faster. So I do a lot of speed work with my team, and I think it shows on the field when they're outrunning most of the other players. So,
well, I might need to hit him up because I'm a little slow, and that can help me condition a little bit.
hey, I can get your speed up 100%, sir.
Well, don't take me up on it yet. I haven't committed, but we'll talk. But so let's will it in a little bit. So where can we find Soul Soccer Club and any other endeavors that you're doing with your personal training?
So Soul, Facebook, Instagram, Soul SC, or Soul SC Florida. You look it up, they're the first one that'll pull up. They also have their website, soulsc.org. And you can also come to the fields Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. There's practices happening out at Hickory Point. And if you stop out there, a coach will talk to you. Director's always out there as well.
And I'm glad you mentioned the fields. What other fields? I know you're Hickory Point.
So Hickory Point is our Tavares location, and then we're out at the Sorrento Fields by the elementary school as well. We have a very small, younger groups out there. Claremont at NTC is our main base location, and then we have a Lake Buena Vista location as well, and that's all of Soul's fields.
Perfect. All right. Well, is it anything else that I have forgotten to mention that you would like to add in?
If anybody's interested in private training, they could look it up on Facebook and Instagram as Maximum Sports Training Services, and then I'm also have a webpage, MaximumServices.com.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you all heard it firsthand. If you're looking for any sports for your child, especially particularly soccer, please make sure that you reach out. Their information will be also on here, and we will definitely catch you all next time.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.